Welcome, everyone, to a very special show tonight on Supernatural Girls. I'm your host, Patricia Baker, and our star guest is my co host, Miss Patricia Kirkman. PK, how are you tonight? And welcome to Do Your Thing tonight.
Well, I'm doing just great. I'm excited about being able to share information because we've got the doors open for who's ever interested.
This is great. Now, you know what sparked this show is on TikTok. We had 185,000 views on
Incredible.
just your clip. And it was all about the house numbers. Everybody wanted to know about their house number. What does it mean? But there's a lot more to it than just the house number. So that's why we wanted to do the show. So we have time to go over a few other things like their birth name and how that fits in, etc. But you're also the author of a book called what? Numerology for Dummies, right? And that book has been out there for many years and it's still selling.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful book. So everybody, you want a beginner book, it's a great beginner book.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
But tonight you're going to hear from the master of numerology that how to make your life better. And if your house number is not compatible, there's going to be some issues. So we'll talk about all of that, and you can put your comments and your questions in the chat, and we'll get to all of you, as many as we can.
Definitely.
Talking about this. So tell us just an overview, PK, of the house numerology, house magic, I call it.
Yeah, it is a magic because I never realized it. As many times as I've moved over the years, I never thought about the house affecting me. But whatever our personal numbers are will coincide with whatever house we live in. Well, if they're at odds with one another, we got a problem. So we try to figure out, we need to put a Band-Aid on it. Let's put it that way. So we've come up with a way of adding a little Band-Aid to make it better. And every house and every number has its own magic, shall we say. And if you're an independent soul, you don't want to live in a house that is supposed to have a bunch of people in it. And if you have a house that has a bunch of people in it that wants solitude, you're in the wrong space and place. So how you look at where you are makes a difference. But who you're with also makes a difference of how they're going to get along with what you need. After all, you're maybe not just the only one living there.
Right. And so that energy of the house number affects everybody in a certain way. So, for example, I know you were sharing with me about number 1, when a house number adds up to a 1. So what does that mean for all the people in the house?
That's for an independent soul. A 1 house is my way or the highway type attitude. They like their own things done their own way, and they attract independence. They need to be independent. So if you've got a bunch of people around you that are expecting you to help them out, do for them, etc., it doesn't make for a happy home life. You get through it because, let's face it, none of us have always lived in the perfect space or place.
Right.
And we automatically go through things. We may live someplace and a few years later go, my God, I'm so glad I moved from there because, oh, this place is heavenly. It's not that the place necessarily is heavenly. It's the number has changed and it has made it more of a heaven for you.
Right. More harmonious because these numbers in the house sometimes put people at odds. So the number 1 house has, let's say, a family of 5 living there. Could be challenging. Now, one thing that I read in a comment from someone is that they lived in a 1 house and she said, all of us lived in our own bubble. And I thought that was very interesting that that's how the energy manifested in that family.
A lot of 1 is very independent. They like to be independent. They don't want to deal with a bunch of chaos and confusion. And it's naturally, it attracts independence. That's the whole key. Everybody living in that 1 house wants to be independent. So that doesn't give for a lot of fun stuff around the dinner table, does it?
No, because nobody cares about what the other person's doing.
That's right.
Or anything. Which is
my way or the highway.
Right. Now, so say somebody comes to you and has this dilemma where they have 5 people living in the house and it's a 1 house. How can they change the energy? What's a way to do that?
Well, the energy, because there are that many people living there, we'd have to do a little bit more than the average aspects of things, because each person has their own independence.
Okay.
And so we need to give it a more neutral number, or something that would work with, I'd want to look at all 5 of them to see how they respond to things, and then choose a number that would be, it's not going to be perfect for every one of them, but it could be the umbrella for all of them.
Okay. So let's say they are feeling unhappy in their isolation, but yet they are independent in each of them. What number would you recommend for them? I know you have to look at more information, but just a general.
Well, I think the most important thing would be who's the I was dominant individual in the relationship. Because let's face it, I don't care what we throw at something, the dominant individual is going to be dominant regardless, right?
Yes.
So I would look at each one's birthday and choose what would be best for them. But I'd also take a look at their given birth name, because certain things are missing in our birth name, or additional attaboys in the birth name. So we'd want to use, let's take advantage of the good things that are there and enhance those. And if we can, work off as best we can whatever is negative and get it pushed to the side.
So there's other information that you need in order to give them a real assessment of how to move forward in this one house.
I would want their name at birth and their month, day, and year of birth. That's all I want.
Okay. That'll give you the rest of the story.
Oh, definitely. That'll be able to give them the information that they need to be able to make wherever they're living the best that it can be. A person that's in a one house, they want to be very independent. They need to be independent. But if you got a house full of people, it's kind of hard to be totally independent, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to negotiate with them. Yeah. So that's a whole other task. Now, I just want to tell everybody that you helped me with my house number, because I have an 86 number, and you told me that I should use a number 3 and add that to the energy. So I added that. I put it in the door jamb, like you suggested. I wrote it with a Sharpie. And, it's interesting because more money started coming in. So because it turned it into what, an 8?
Well, that's right. Cash and carry.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Back in charge too. You were going through so many things when you moved into the house. My gosh, look at all the work you put into it.
Yes.
You worked yourself right down to the nubbins. That's what I would say.
Because we started out then with a 5 energy, and the 5 energy of that number would be what?
Well, 5 is all about major changes, good to bad, bad to good, but it does have a luck factor to it. And anytime you're dealing with 5, you do things in a hurry. 5s are the ones that end up, and this is true, the people as well as the property, we'll just say. 5 individual, they're the ones that want to do the racetrack circuit. They're the ones that drive faster. They're the risk takers. But they're also let's have fun. I'll go to Mardi Gras. Let's do all these things. But they're interested in things that are different. But they do things in a hurry.
Interesting. Doesn't that describe my husband?
Just a tad.
That is just so funny. Yes. So again, I just wanted to share with everybody that after consulting with you and using that additional number, things shifted. So again, that was amazing to me. That's all that needed to be done. It was a simple fix to change the energy of the house. And because you know how much I love change, right?
Yeah.
So like, enough with the change. How do we make a difference with another? So anyways, so here's some people that are writing in about theirs. And what I want to say to you all is, if you want to add more information, go ahead and add that. We're not going to announce it on the air, but what would you need, PK? Tell them.
Well, I would like their birth name and their birth date. And they could ask the questions, and we won't put out what it is. We'll just call them by the first name.
Yes. So do you understand that, everybody? So if you would like some consult with PK, then this is the way to do it. So you
Yeah,
can
just
get
the first name. That's why you can feel safe and secure. And we're not going to tell secrets.
no. We won't give all your information away
Right.
over the air. So that would be a bad thing. Now, somebody's asking about the house number 11. Now, explain why that doesn't stay a master number, why that gets broken down.
Well, when I'm working with houses, I'm not going to deal with master numbers and such as that. That becomes too controversial because they may not be the only person living there, and some numbers may go against or enhance. But at the same point in time, we'll stick with the basic numbers. I think that's the safest way to go. It's like if a person's living in an apartment building, I don't want the building number because that's not where they're living. I want their apartment number.
Okay. So everybody who wants they're reading it. And
it has an address, yes. But
okay.
If it's building number 25 and they live in number 1 unit, well, then that's a 1.
Right.
And
Okay.
that makes it easier for them because how many times you can't always, these housing developments with apartments they have so many different units and so many of them that if you take that and you break it down with the unit for, I guess you go crazy trying to figure out which one I want to live in.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, here's a question. So there's people, I have to say, somebody was complaining on the TikTok account that despite all of the many entries and questions and everything, nobody was talking about the number 2. So I see this in the chat about 2, which 11 breaks down to a 2.
Mm-hmm.
And also I see that somebody, also Heather, has talking about, I don't know if it's yours, Heather, or somebody else's, but house number 254, which that also breaks down to a 2, correct? So tell us about 2s.
A 2 house is very nice for 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good partnership house. It's the time people are sensitive to what each other wants. You've got to be a little careful that we don't have domineering personalities there when you've got 2 people there. But it would also have to depend on what each one of their personal number is, what personal year they're in. Mm-hmm. But a 2 house is a good partnership place. You'll find that more people are more sensitive in a 2. If you're talking about a person living in a 1 house, it's called kind of my way or the highway. Right. Where a 2 is, let's be partners, let's play pretty, and they'll be a little bit more thoughtful about the other person's feelings.
Okay, well, that's a good thing then. Like for newlyweds and people in relationships that are committed, it's a good place to be. So here's another one. This person says, my first apartment number was 1105. Now, again, I'm going to reiterate what PK said. She's looking for your actual apartment number. If that was 1105, then great. We'll go ahead and tell you. If it was the building number, then just take a minute and write in your actual apartment.
I have a feeling that might be the unit number.
Okay, so if that's
and that's a 7. So
7.
A 7 per place has people, they spend a lot of time wanting to learn, to teach, to pull back. There's more spirituality there, but there's also a great need for peace and quiet. So someone living in a 7 unit would not want to have that unit in the middle of somebody that's next door with a rock band.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they would require more solitude. You'll find that they'll be also very much like teachers or that type of attitude. They'll be more concerned about making things better on behalf of other people. So that makes it work out very nicely too.
Now, I know we were talking about 7s before because we know another person who has a family in a 7 house and they weren't happy with the energy of the house. But you were also talking about it can be the other side of the pendulum. So from spiritual to a little bit of devilry, it can go either side here. So tell us more about that.
Well, let's put it this way. A 7 with the spiritual side is good. They're the teachers, they're the students. But they also could be the sleight of hand type. Keep your hand out of my pocket type. Stay over there. Don't touch my purse. But you'll find that 7 deals a lot with teaching and learning, but it also deals with legal or illegal.
Okay.
Some of the things that we look at. Remember, every number's got its yes and no to it.
Okay.
And so that does make a difference. Being
Heather,
cautious. A 7 says to be very cautious. A girlfriend of mine will take a look at things. I told her about reading license tag numbers. She goes, "What are you doing that for?" And I said, "Just for the heck of it." And you'll find that license tags that end up totaling a 7, many times it'll be either legal, the policeman or someone like that, or an attorney or something like that, or someone involved with anything of that type. But it also could be the quick getaway that just robbed the bank at the end of the street.
Oh my goodness, that's phenomenal. Okay. Well, Heather has shared, she has a birthday here, 9/23/1974. Now, what's fascinating about you, Heather, is you have shared that you moved like 16 times. So you've been in a lot of different houses, and that the 7 house you were in was the most spiritual, and the 6 that she was in was the most love and birth of a child. So what do you want to tell her about that? And then she said she had a 4 at one point, and she felt that created structure.
4 is very limiting. It makes us do all the heavy duty lifting. It's all about keeping things neat, tidy, square. A 4 place will always require a lot of TLC and a lot of work. But the end result is it works out well for us. You said, what was the other house you said she was in?
She was in, let's see, I think it was 254. It's up here somewhere.
Okay.
Yes, 254 was another house, or is the house she's living in now? I'm not sure.
That's a 2 house. So she'll be happier with a partner in that house. And people are sensitive in a 2 house. They like to take care of and nurture. 2s are partnerships.
What about Heather's birthday? How does that align with the 254 house?
Well, she has a 5 birthday. 5 birth year, that 9/23. So that gives her a 5. So like this year, she's in a 6 personal year because we're in a universal 1 year. So she's in a 6 personal year this year. So it's all about home, family, wanting things to be just right. It'd be more gathering people around, doing things that'll be more user-friendly, more family-oriented or friendship-oriented. And it's wanting to put things in a proper place. Also, when a 6 is around, we like to redecorate.
Oh,
anything to do with the home, we want to spruce it up and make it a little bit more than it is. The 5 year, we do a lot of that, but the 6 year, it's more home-like. We might spend a lot more time in the kitchen too.
No kidding, with the 6 year.
Because it's family. And what do we usually do with family?
Yeah, we cook.
Feed them.
Yes, I know that all too well. Oh my God. And Heather's saying she lived with 3 total hubs and her daughter. So yes. So
it would be equally the same with whatever the house is. They're all going to feel that energy. Now, depending on what their own personal issue is, well, either it can enhance it, make it be status quo, or can make it a little more difficult to deal with, all depending on which is which.
Right, right. So would you say that Heather would be comfortable in the 254 house, the one that she's in now?
Oh, I think so.
Okay, that's good news. All right, so nothing she needs to change there.
No, not at this stage. 254 puts her in a space where it's a 2 house, where it's a team partnership type situation. And that seems to be what she's doing with her husband and child.
Right.
Their unit. So I would say that would be fine.
Okay. So I'm looking around for new questions. This thing is kind of, I'm sorry, everybody. I have to keep scrolling through so I can read everything. And by next week, though, we got to announce this. We're going to have a phone line. Yay!
Yes, I can't wait.
We will have a phone line. You guys can call in, and it'll be a little bit easier to get answers to your questions. I also want to share that you have offered to do an entire show on business numbers. So people can bring in their business numbers and hopefully get some changes if they want to make more money or be more successful. You're going to look at those numbers for everybody too.
Well, where we live and what we do can blend together nicely. But if we're in a business that is anti the number of the specific place that we're in, we're going to be fighting all the time. We may get through it on a month-to-month basis, but it's not going to give us that wow that we were looking for. So we try to pull the stuff together so you can get a little bit of everything out of it as best you can.
Mm-hmm.
The person that is missing specific numbers in their chart, that's the last place they'd want to move into to have a business.
Oh, that's important. So when they're missing a number, it's a karmic number.
Right.
So that means they don't have any energy in that number.
That's right. Or it could be a number that's totally against what their given name is. We don't have every letter in the alphabet in our name.
Right.
We're going to find that we're going to be missing a lot of different letters, but many letters total the same numbers. So as long as the numbers total the same, but when we're missing a specific number or those letters that relate to that, that's where our karmic issues pop up. Those are the areas that we have to work harder on. And if we're in a year that we're missing that number, all the more problematic. But if we have all these things doubling up and they all work well together, boy, that's the time. Run and go for it all. Do the best you can. Make the best you can with what you've got.
Right. And that's why knowing your numbers is important. That is a very important thing to know. I know somebody was concerned that, that we were telling people that the numbers have this great influence. And that's really not it. They were misreading all of this. The numbers have an effect, right?
Yes.
And whether you believe it or not, there is an energetic effect.
It's like our month and day of birth give us a total. That's our purpose. That's what we're here to do. Month, day, and year give us our destiny number. Mm-hmm. But when we're looking at our month and day, it tells us how we work with what's going on. Then we take a look at this particular year. What are the letters I'm working with? We take a look at the letters on your birth names, first, middle, and last, and how they fit you at that particular point in time. A letter lasts for so many years. Each one is different. A lasts for 1 year, B for 2 years, a C for 3 years, etc. But we go up that through 9. So when you're missing a specific letter, you're missing that number. That is an area that you're going to have to work harder at, or work in an area to try to achieve something more from it.
Right. So one of the numbers we haven't talked about yet is 3. When a house is a 3 number. And
that's a good number. That's a fun house.
So tell us more about how much fun can we expect in a 3?
Is very creative. They're very chatty Cathy. Mm-hmm. They like to get involved with things, and they're a joy to be around.
Okay.
They also have a mouth that doesn't know when to stop. Oh. But it all depends on their particular letters that they're under at the same point in time, living in that same house.
So that can create a little bit of chaos, as you mentioned.
It could make life interesting.
Yeah, very.
Well, I take a look at, I try to think of the numbers as our tools, that we're looking at in this lifetime. When a person's in a 1 year, it's all about fresh starts and new beginnings. Mm-hmm. Well, this is equally true of a house that we live in, or a letter that we happen to be under at that point in time.
Right.
And if we're in a B, that's a time that we want to be with somebody else. We don't like to be alone. So be together, type thing. Okay. And if you go to the C, it's very creative. It's outgoing and social. It's the chatty Cathy type. D, they're down to work. Let's get this thing going. Let's get the show on the road. Okay, move that stuff out. They're very dictatorial. The 5 says, oh, I've worked too hard last year. I want to have a good time and play.
Okay.
And let me drive faster because I love speed. I love things that are fun. And then we get to the 6, it's all about, let's gather the family. Let's be nice and let's do a little cooking together. Do things like that. That would be nice. The 7 says, oh, it's time to pray. Let's get spiritual. I want to teach you all these things, but it's also a time of learning and structure. The 8 says, forget all this crap. I want to make money. I'm in a hurry. I want to be in charge. I'm taking it over.
That's great.
And then by the time you get to the 9 year, it says, oh, okay, I've done all these things. All right, God, thank you. I think it's time we get reacquainted, and I let go of all this that I've been through so I can start all over in my 1 year again.
Oh boy. That's very succinct and very to the point. That's so helpful. Thank you. And this person wrote in and said their friend can't get on to YouTube, but would like a reading. First name is Andrew, and birth date 6/10/1967, and the house number is 51.
All right, it's a 6th house, and Andrew has a lot of issue. There's a lot of spirituality in Andrew. He doesn't always live up to all the things that he wants. And he has a 21-3 destiny. So there's a lot of creativity there. He's also headstrong. He needs to be independent. He doesn't like it when anybody takes his independence away. The 10 birthday tells me he and Dad have issues to work out, or they've had great times together. It's either side of the coin.
Oh, really? Huh.
And it also tells me that he's very headstrong, but he likes it done his way.
Okay.
You can ask him if I'm right or not.
Well, is PK right? Is this a good description of your friend? Let us know. So yeah, he's thinking, I guess he'll let us know. It's so fascinating because one thing I want everybody to know about you, PK, is you're not just a numerologist. You're highly, highly intuitive. I mean, so many times you have predicted things and said, something's coming, it's this or that, and you've always been right. So anybody who has a reading with you is getting more than just numbers. They're also getting a full appreciation of what you have to offer through your intuition as well. And that makes it all come together, because I think people who are in this field, whether it's numerology, astrology, whatever,
Right.
if not also intuitive, you can't pull it all together.
No,
You just
I agree.
spouting out, facts and figures, and then your client kind of has to deal with putting it together. But you put it together for everybody because you're highly intuitive. I know we were talking about that case that is getting ridiculous amounts of press coverage, and I think we're going to find out you were right about that one too. So anyways, everybody just know that about PK. If you go for a reading, you're going to get everything that you need about the energies that are supporting or detracting from you. And go that way too.
No, thank you for that.
We're still waiting to hear about Andrew, if that was accurate. And let's go to the number 8 again, because it is about money, and people now are very concerned about money because
yes,
so darn high.
Well, the thing is, 8 wants to be in charge. They want to be chairman of the board. They want to be all this. They like flashing cash and having cash and making money and showing that they're capable of doing all these things.
Mhm.
When it is a negative year or something happens that all those things don't fulfill, they end up doing an oh my God type attitude. And it's not necessary, because you can balance these things out. No, it's not going to be perfect. Nothing ever is, but we can build it to let's make it the best that it can be. That type of attitude with it. An 8 always likes to be in control. So
Okay.
if you're involved with an 8, give them the space they need to, quote, be in control as you put out what you need from them. Say more of a family structure or whatever. Okay, I'll give you your space to use the cash to do the things that make you feel good, if you allow me the space to make the home the place I want it to be. And then you both get what you want out of it.
Right. That's a good compromise.
Mhm.
And it's respectful. Yeah.
Isn't
Now-
life a compromise? And you're going to find that there's going to be certain numbers that'll be maybe missing from our chart. I've
Yes.
not yet ever seen anybody that's missing 1, because 1 means me, my, and I. We've all got one of those. Okay.
Yeah.
But so take a look at the numbers in a chart. It isn't just that we have the number or don't have it. It's how many we have within that number. Everything is a number 1 through 9.
Right.
I always think of it that way. So
Mhm.
1 is about being in control, fresh starts, and new beginnings. A 2 is a good partner, overly sensitive. 1 is masculine, 2 is feminine. 3, they're very creative. They like to share what they know. They want to talk to everybody. They could be creative, artsy, craftsy, or they could be creative, gossipy. Nonetheless, it's still creative, right?
Yes.
A 4 deals with work-related issues, being in control, structure, stronger. 5 is a major pivotal point. It has a luck factor that goes with it, as does the 3, by the way. And with the 5, it's all about major changes, good to bad, bad to good, but everybody wants to do things in a hurry. You'll find that you'll have a luck factor with a 3 and a 5. Those are usually lucky. It's somewhere along the line, whether it be a day or an issue. The 6 is about family type situations and wanting things to be perfect. The 7 deals with our spiritual side, our learning, our teaching, wanting to be in control, but of a spiritual nature, not a domineering nature. The 8 wants the money, wants to be in control, and they'll dominate because they want it their way. And the 9 says, all right, children, let's all gather around. We'll bring our spirituality together. We will teach, we'll take care of one another, and we'll all join together. Kumbaya.
That's great. Now, we did get an answer about Andrew.
Mhm.
So they wrote in, yes, a lot of those points hit. Thank you. I look forward to playing this for him.
Good.
Yes, it's good. Yeah, that's good.
That always makes it nice.
Now, I've got some more for it, but go ahead. I'm going to look
No,
up.
I was just going to say, if Andrew is going to be very curious now that she's poked him. Now he's going to get curious.
Yes. He's going to go, how did she know all this? Right? Oh, gosh. And you're always right on. It's so exciting. PK, how long have you been doing this? How many years?
I started in 1974.
Okay.
I was looking for answers and I couldn't find any, so I ended up searching, and I ended up with, I tried some astrology, looked at this, and looked at a few other things. But numerology just fit. It gave me all the answers I needed, and it opened doors for me that I would never have thought of. And it made me pay attention to not just learning, but wanting to help others learn from it. And it's a feel good, because
It is.
I know
Yeah.
that I could always count on it being there.
Yes.
That makes sense?
Yes. And it's fun. You know, it's something that you can share with your friends.
Oh, definitely.
I think it's exciting. Well, here's a, let's see, is this the business number or the home? Okay. Here is a number, and it's an 8, 3005. But as it turns out, that is the building number. And then there's a suite number, 320.
Okay, it's a 5.
Right.
There'll be always change going on there. The building number is a structure that overviews it. I don't look at the building number. It's his unit. That's where he lives, or he or she lives. And that is a 5, and it's all about major changes, good to bad, bad to good type situation, has a luck factor with it. If you're looking at it, the separate numbers, it's a 3, which is very creative, a 2, which says, I want a partner, I don't want to be here alone. And 5 can be very sensual, sexual, etc. So good luck.
Well, it's interesting because I thought I was pulling up a home number, but it turned out to be a business number. And in that business, it was a dental office.
Mm-hmm.
They had a lot of changes in their personnel.
Oh, definitely. It's
Yeah.
a 5.
Yeah.
Constant change. But
Yes.
there's also creativity that's there. And the one structure that is involved, it has to do with being sensitive to the people you're with. And thank God in a dental office, you want them sensitive.
Oh, God, yeah.
I just
They got the drill. They
finger
better
into the chair every time I go, no.
I know, really. Well, here is the home number. It is 11155, and that's a house, so there's no suite number.
All right, that's a 13-4.
Okay, what does that mean?
That house will always require a lot of work. You don't get a break. It's always a job.
Mm-hmm.
It's needs to be orderly. You like things done, but it's always labor intensive. You'll spend so much time working all the time that you never feel like you get a break.
That's so true because I know who lives there, and that is
It will
exactly.
always require TLC. There's
Yep.
always something breaking down, something that needs to be fixed, something that repairs, and there's a lot of uptight. Uh, so I'll use this anger type thing goes on there because
Yep.
they can't control it. It controls them. It's a
Right.
house that will always demand TLC,
Right.
you like it or not.
Absolutely true.
Jerk on
Absolutely
your chain.
true. Yes. Now there's two people there, and I'm trying to think of the birth date of one. Let's see. It would be 11/25.
That's a 9.
I'm trying to
And
remember the
that
last.
individual would like to be more universal, be more in control, to kind of do things in a big way, but their own way.
And there's two personalities there like that. So
Oh, isn't that nice? They could
yeah.
build a wall in the middle.
Well, how can they change that number to make it less work? Because it is a house with a lot of work to it. Yes, absolutely.
Well, I would first look at the two individuals that live there and
Okay.
see what their individual numbers are and
Mhm.
what enhances the best for them. And then we would come up with a number that would look advantageous for both of them.
Okay. Okay.
And that's what I would do. I would look at their individual things and to see where they could connect better and not be at odds with each other.
Mhm. Well, I think you've got a lot of good information there about them. Is there any number you would add to this mix to change that energy and make it more positive?
I I think I would add a 3 to the house
Okay.
because a 3 is creative and also they can communicate. Hopefully, because 3 is a good communicating and it's creative.
Mhm.
And the fact that they need that to be able to kind of brush some of the other things aside.
Right. Yeah, they do. So that's good advice. So I will let them know that that's what they need to do. And where do you suggest putting that 3? Because we're
Okay.
not telling people to change their actual house number.
No, you can't. The post office wouldn't let you do it.
No, they don't like that.
What I recommend is if you can't change the status by the universe, you can change it by your universe. Inside the door frame, when you open the door, there's a little notches that show where the screws go in or whatever.
Mhm.
I suggest that you take and add the number there that will enhance the number that you say. If you're in a 3 house and you want a 5 house, that's because it's better for you. Put a 2 in that space.
Mhm.
That way you've given the house the energy of a 5.
Okay.
And so anytime you want to enhance the energy, that's where I would put the number to make a difference in it.
Okay.
And you certainly don't want to stick a number there that's karmic in your own personal chart, though.
I know. Because then everything becomes hard, and we don't want that.
Oh, understatement.
Yeah. Trying to make things a little easier for people. So, okay, I'm looking at my list here of more people that have their house numbers they want to know about. So let me just go a little further. But again, it's an empowerment when people do this kind of thing. Okay, here's one for you.
Okay.
509.
Mhm.
So that's a 9. I mean, a 5, right?
Yes, it is. It's all about change. And the thing about changes is that, as I said, it has a luck factor to it. But when we're in a 5, we tend to do things in a hurry. Everything's a quick fix. It's you can enjoy being versatile and doing different things that make you feel uplifted. 5s, you'll find a lot of the race drivers will have 5 personalities or have a lot of 5s around them or that type of thing. But 5 has a special thing to it because it also has a luck factor to it.
Hmm.
But you'll find that a person in a 5-year, when they're in a personal year 5, they tend to drive too fast, drink a bit too much, play a little too hard.
Yeah.
but also gamble a little bit. All of the above doesn't mean to excess. It may just be dribbles compared to what their norm is, but it's different from what they usually do.
A fun kind of thing. Now, one of the people who lives in the home, birthday is January 1, 1954.
So that's a 2 individual. And okay, that's a 2, but this is a universal 1 year. So this person is in a 3 personal year.
Oh, okay.
And so it was all about creativity, about communications of all sorts, gossiping. You have to look at their chart. Are they missing 3s? Or do they have an overabundance of them, or just a normal amount of them? So you get
another factor.
A tag team match, whether you like it or not.
Well, that's good to know. Now, somebody just wrote in a question: what if someone is a 6, living in a 5 house?
Their nerves are a little frayed many times, because the 6th house says, I want to be settled. I like a nice home. I think I'll do some things in the kitchen, or, very homey.
Right.
The 5 says, I'm in a hurry. Let's get things moving. I've got to go out. Let's go dancing. Let's do this. Or I want to take a gamble on something. And the 6 says, well, can't we just sit down and stay home tonight?
Right.
But if their names and their numbers, personal numbers, are compatible, we can figure out a way of working out some of these things.
Right.
They want them to be.
Right. Now, here's another question for you. Do animals have their own numbers? Could the addition of a pet change the house number and therefore energy?
I've not seen that be the case, but like anything else, you have a pet, you're going to name the pet, and and the birthday that the pet, if you know the birthday, but many times we don't, but we'll go by the name that you would use, how it's affected by it. If a name totals something like a 5, that animal is going to be more hyper, but down that's ground, a 3 is going to be a little bit more creative at things that it does. And if it's a 1, it's going to stick its nose up, and it's going to be my way or the highway type attitude. So watch what you name your pet.
Careful. Really?
We get surprised sometimes.
I know it. Gosh. Okay, I'm going to keep going with my list, but go ahead and share whatever else you think is important for people to know about these numbers. And is it important when people go house hunting to look for any particular number? They probably should come to you first and say, what would be the best house number for me to live in? What's going to work for me?
That's nice, but in the real world, that's hard to do these days. Things are so different. Find the house you like. Let's look at your numbers and your partner's numbers, or if it's just you, whatever, the numbers that are applicable to who's going to be living in the house. And we could add to the house to make it more compatible with you.
Okay.
That's a lot easier than trying to find a house that has the right number.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so let's see. Here's one for you. 545.
It's a 5 house, all about change. And a lot of energy goes on there. But 5 also has very strong luck factor to it. 5s and 3s have luck factor.
Okay, so here's a question for you. Is that kind of house where you could win the lottery because it's a lucky house?
Well, I'm not going to say that. But a person has more of an opportunity for things in a 5 house because they're going to be making constant changes. Now, a person that's kind of a stay-at-home, doesn't want to get involved, I'd rather stick my nose in a book.
Right.
They're not going to like a 5 house because there's going to be too much going on in it or around it. If we take a look at the numbers, a 1 house, a person that likes solitude, they want to be in control, do it their way, that's great for them. If they're in a 2 house, they don't want to be alone. They need a partner. They want somebody to be around. Also think 1 is masculine, 2 is feminine. Excuse me. A 3 house is all about being creative, social. You'll find more parties go on in a 3 house. They've got people coming and going, but there's a lot of artistic things that can transpire there as well.
Okay.
A 4 house, they're going to feel like they're having to work to death. The work never stops. They bring it home with them. When they get home, the house requires it, and it's a constant thing. So when we deal with 5s, it's all about major changes, good to bad, bad to good, but it has a momentum to it that's kind of uplifting. It's everything's speedy and funny and fun. 3s and 5s are more social. The 6 says, I want this to be a good family home. I want everything just right. Mom in the kitchen cooking, all the pets, everything that's the homey family type thing.
Okay.
The 7,
I'm
they're
sorry.
the teachers and the students in this lifetime. And there's more spirituality there. There's a lot of legal and or could be illegal, all or religious, all encapsulated within that number. The 8 says, I want to be chairman of the board. I'm in charge. I want the money and get out of my way. 8 says,
They know what they want.
9 says, I've done it all. So let's just be kind to everybody else and let me see what I can do to take care of the world at large.
Right. Right. Exactly. Well, here's another one for you. It is 580.
Okay. So it's a 3 house. And that's a house that's going to be more social, has a luck factor with it because people are going to be more creative. You may find somebody that could even be a writer or anything to do with creativity and or communications of all forms. It could be a gamer as far as computers go these days, because that's all creative now.
Mm-hmm. I
So
thought
anything to do with the socialization.
580 is a what house?
It's a 3 house.
It's a 3 house. Okay.
Oh, 580. Excuse me, 580.
Right. Isn't that a 4 house?
Yeah, I was going to say. I wrote down the other number here. It's a 4 house. If the 4 house, there again, get the hammer out, get the tax, whatever.
Again, I can tell you, I know this house, and that is so true.
Every time you turn around, it's going to require something.
Something else. Yes, that's exactly this house. They had a flood in it where some kind of a pipe backed up from their front yard into their house, flooded out quite a bit of it.
Well,
it's a beautiful house, though, but
you feel like it isn't just what goes with the house, it's what goes on around you. In a 4 house, it always requires work. You're always catching up on work. If you have a business in a 4 house, it never ends. So that's what I would stay away from for a business myself personally. And because it requires all the effort you put into it. It's like, oh my God, I've got all this done. Oh, finally, I've got it completed. Oh, now the house needs something. And then back to, so that you don't want to mix business with pleasure with that one.
No. And as you mentioned before, I mean, we've talked about 4 houses and being like needy houses. But you said for somebody who likes to tinker, who enjoys building things, that's a good house for them because they would enjoy that aspect of the house.
Well, that's the kind of a person that should buy a house that they can enhance, and then they can end up selling it down the road and make a lot more from it because they've enhanced it so much. We're still living it, but it's a good, I'll use the phrase fixer up. It may not be that type of a house, but anything you do is going to enhance it.
Right.
And make it more saleable.
Right. But that house does, you're absolutely right. It requires work every time they turn around. So, yes. So that's very, very brutally accurate.
I know. I feel when my husband was in the military, and when we would move around, I didn't know about the numbers then until then I started looking back at some of the houses that we lived in as we went through these things. And every one of them came right to the nose. We had one house, every time we turned around, a pipe would break. And I thought, my God in heaven, will it ever stop? And then we said, oh, you've got fig trees in the backyard. Isn't that wonderful? Well, the fig trees were clogged in the pipelines, and they were what was causing, oh God. So there's always something. It doesn't mean that the house itself is bad. It's something around it may be creating an issue that makes it problematic.
Right. Oh my gosh. Well, this person has 2 homes. I'm gonna give you 2 numbers.
Okay.
One is 12677.
Okay.
The other one is 197. Oh, wait a minute. That one's but got sold. We're gonna forget about that one. Uh,
Okay.
this one is 651.
That's a
So
three house.
which one?
Three
Which one?
house. The
That's
651 is a three house.
okay.
So there's a lot more socialization that goes on there, a lot of communication,
Okay.
and or even a lot of creativity as well.
Mhm.
So that
Right.
would be that one. The 12677,
Mhm.
that's a five house. And that always creates constant changes going on within the house.
Mhm.
But it's funny because if they have both of those houses, one's a three, one's a five, both have luck factors that go with it. So
That's
even if it costs them to do things, they
mhm.
make money with it.
That's great. Okay.
Hmm.
Yippee, huh?
Yeah, good for them. Sure.
Let's see. I've got a long list here, so I'm just trying to get to maybe something differently. Okay, here is 1209.
209 is a two house.
Mhm.
And that's a house for two people. It's a good team house or a female house.
Okay. They make a good team, the people who live there.
Hmm.
So, yes, that's perfect. Absolutely. Yeah, that works. That's it. So, again, more information is necessary in order to fill out all the possibilities. And also,
Definitely.
somebody's in a four house, they may be happy there. They don't want to change anything. They love tinkering with the house and it's fun. But somebody else may want it to feel more like a home that's stable and secure. They
Hmm.
want more family things there, less carpentry. So you have to take all of that into account, right? When you're trying to figure out a change.
Definitely. But
Yeah,
most importantly is you want something that's compatible with who lives there.
right.
And like I said, you can't just arbitrarily change the number on your house because the government doesn't allow that. A postal department would have a hissy fit.
Sure
So
would.
we make changes that are our personal changes to make things better for us. And
Right.
it's if you pay attention to just the little things, take a look at the things you like to do, the things you want to do. Does your house give you all these things? Are you feeling that there's something missing? Or is it not only an of overabundance of work, but is it an overabundance of cash having to be constantly put
Mm,
out? So is
yeah.
your investment that you purchased really an investment?
Hmm.
Or is it going to take more out of you? But then what about the house that you move into thinking, oh, this is going to be for a short period of time? And all of a sudden everything starts to mesh and you get the house of your dreams. So you're going to work on that in the different areas that you want to look at to enhance it. Certain years are better than others to work on things or to add to them. So it's choose your battle, win your war.
Hmm. Good. Here's another question for you.
Mhm.
Has PK ever looked into house number patterns? Like, do bad things tend to happen under one number more than others, like houses where someone has been killed?
Well, I'll tell you a thing that I do because I like to pay attention to prove my numbers situation. I
Mhm,
watch mystery movies or things like that.
mhm.
And there's been a disagreement or something going on, and the police are coming, and there's the number of the door, and I go, aha, that's a five. There's been an issue there. Another time, it may be a nine or whatever, but I look at the numbers that they show in different movies or things, stories, because it validates the numbers every time. And I always get,
Really?
it's always amazing how I get tickled at it and go, see, the numbers are right.
Yeah. And so, because I know you follow crime things also, true crime,
Yeah.
and that also follows through. So, and
Yeah.
it also can give you clues about what really happened there, what went on.
There's a lot of things that we can deal with our numbers. Uh,
Mhm.
if your personal year, every year we're in a different space. And if, say, for instance, we're in a 3 year, we're very creative. That would be the year I decide to take up art, or I would learn how to maybe decide I'm thinking about writing a book. That'd be a good time to start something like that. Uh,
Right.
if a person's interested in family things like becoming a super chef, this type of thing, do that in the 6th year, because it's all about family things and enhancing and gathering of people together. So every year has its own specialty, and those are the times that I would take to try these different games, if you want to call them that. It's called the game of life. Decide which one you want to play today.
Well, I was just looking up, since everybody is getting bombarded with all of this information about Nancy Guthrie, what is her house number? Do you know?
No, I do not know. And I'll tell you right now, with the way things are going with that situation, I think less is more for the moment, because there's certain things that I think are about ready to break free a little sooner than we're talking. So I would prefer not to at this time.
Okay. And I can't find her number anyways. So
Not showing anywhere that I'm aware of. But it's that in itself. I had someone call me wanting to get involved with it, thinking that they could douse the information for them, whatever.
That's tricky, isn't it?
Yeah. And there's so much going on within that area. And since I live right here, it makes we're getting more and more of it, between backlash of who's in charge, who's not in charge, who's doing what. So I'm going to bow out of that one at the moment. But I've made notes, so at a point in time that I'll send to you. So when the time is right, we could take a look at it.
Okay. And somebody just provided the house number, so you can add that to your notes.
Okay.
House number is 13009 North 99th Drive.
Okay.
So that would be 13009 is a house number, right?
It's a 4 house.
Mm-hmm.
Would require a constant TLC.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a pool. The pool people were already there just the other day.
Oh,
so
no.
there always have to be someone to maintain and take care of it. And of course, at her age, there was no way she was going to be doing it.
No, she had staff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll all be waiting to have an end to this, because I know it's been one thing after another in the news.
For the family to have to go through something like that.
It's such a spectacle, and it's hard enough as it is. Yes.
Yeah. No peace that'll come from that until it's finished.
Yes, exactly.
Going back to house numbers, if you're looking for something and you're out shopping for a house, don't negate a place because the number doesn't fit your numbers. You could always work around that part by adding to it to enhance it to be the house you want it to be.
Right.
And our personal year says a lot about what we're looking for. If I'm looking for a house in my 3-year or 5-year, I'm going to probably look for a lot of Gucci things or a lot of added bells and whistles. That in my 4-year, I'm going to go after the 3. My God, what did I do that for? Now what I've got to do to catch up. So pay attention to your personal year when you're house shopping.
Yeah,
because you want to look at the house in good balance and know what the house is going to offer you as well. After all, it's going to cost you a lot of money to keep that house up.
That's right.
Or to keep the house, period, these days. But
that's right.
Things and look at things.
Well, everybody, this has been just so much fun. PK, thank you so much for all your wisdom and your great suggestions. And I know we're going to do that business number thing, because people want to know all about business numbers too. So very, very fun night with you. This is great.
Thank you.
Yes, we're all anxiously awaiting your new book, which should be out late this year.
Yes.
So
thank you. Prodding me, getting me going. I'm the world's worst.
She's got so much good stuff. We got to have, we got to listen. We got to read. We got to know what's going on so we can use these techniques to improve our own lives. That's what it's all about. Make it easy for yourself. Why have to do a struggle, We're tired of struggles. We want all the good.
I like that. I'm tired of struggles.
Yes, let's retire from struggle. That should be the name of your book. Retire from struggle. Numerology.
Good concept. I
It's a
like that
done
thought.
deal. Yes.
Huh? It's like when you out and meet somebody and you hear their name for the first time, and you go, oh, that person's like this. All you need to know is the first vowel, first consonant, and you know a little bit about that person.
That's right. That's a great dating book. That's
Oh, you
next.
got that right.
Be forewarned, everybody. Yeah. So that's terrific. Well, we're going to be back next week with another terrific show. And thank you so much, everybody, for joining
Oh,
us.
definitely. Thank you so much. I enjoyed it. It was great.
Terrific. You did a great job. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
So we'll be back next week. And until then, we'll see you on the Blue Highway. Good night, everyone.
Good night.